everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Sanctuary. So, it's on Plex and Prime, Amazon Prime, 6.6 on IMDb, 1,821 people only rated it so far. The guy I watch on TikTok, he has some great things to say about it. It's in his top, top 10 for so far this year. It follows a dominatrix and her wealthy client and the disaster that ensues when they try to end their relationship. From what I understand, it seems like Christopher Abbott is in it, and I've seen him. And nobody else actually, only one other person has a picture in it. So I thought there was only 2 actors in it, but it looks like there's a couple, maybe a couple other people in it. I don't know. I don't know what we're in for. He seemed to like it, so we're going to give it a shot. I think it's an hour and 36 minute song, so let's see. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. I know I haven't been doing check-ins lately, but do one now. We're at the 55-minute mark, exactly. So why not, right? Sanctuary is what we're watching, if you didn't know that. And it is about this guy, Hal is his name, and that's what it says in IMDb, but whatever. Hal is inheriting a large hotel chain from his father who has just passed away. He's going to be the CEO, right? It's a big deal. And the opening scene which we know is a dominatrix. There's really only 2 people in this movie. So it started out interesting, like the role-playing piece of it for me, was like, oh, okay. It had me like buying into it until it gets, a couple of questions in, and it's like, okay. And so that was fun at first. And then it gets weird, I guess maybe not for all people, but for me it was just like a little, as you can imagine, there's some sexual kind of stuff going on. No nudity or anything like that, but insinuating stuff happening and whatever. But, so I was like, it's a little weird, a little uncomfortable for me. But then it that piece of it kind of ends, and then they start talking afterwards. And at that point it turns into more of a psychiatrist with their patient kind of stuff. And friends, having dinner. And I was like, okay. But then, as they say in IMDb, he decides this is going to be our last time of doing this because he's going to become the CEO. And he doesn't want this to be, he wants his insides to match his outsides. That's what he kind of says in this. And so now she is shocked and wants more, right? She doesn't want it to end. He's obviously very wealthy. He's made her a lot of money from this, I presume. Her cash cow is being taken away. So now she's trying to turn the tables and, either get more money from him or continue to get more money from him. That's ultimately what she's trying to do. And there's some more things that I'll elaborate on at the end, but there's one point, and this is kind of why I stopped it. It's like uncomfortable in a sense, you know what I mean? Like what was a nice kind of friendship or business relationship, if you will, has now turned a little bit ugly, and I don't know. There's that piece of it. So let me get back to it. I'll try and be briefer in the conclusion, but that's where you got. It's a little bit better idea of really what the plot line is. Next, I'll tell you really what I think. So stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Sanctuary. I have to say I'm a little disappointed. For various reasons. I honestly, watching this, and I shared with you really what the plot line was about, and I don't want to say ridiculous because I think that's a little harsh, but I mean like the unbelievability of certain things that are going on in this had me thinking to myself, the ending is going to just bring this all home for me. And make me love it. Now, I like the acting, obviously. It's very minimalistic scenery. The hotel room and out in the hallway is really, it's a suite, so there's multiple rooms, so that's cool. Sometimes those kinds of things not weigh on you, warrant on you, whatever. You become tired of that, But I didn't get tired of just having 2 actors in one room. So that says something for what they were able to provide. And, it's just really the plot line, not the underlining meaning behind everything either. I get all that. That's great. But, I don't know. I have to talk about it with using some spoilers. So I'm going to really try not to ruin the ending. I have to talk a little bit more openly about this, or I will not be able to get through this review. So, everything that I told you holds true, right? This is the next CEO of a hotel chain inviting a dominatrix into his suite to roleplay, right? Okay, great. As I mentioned, she wants more when he tries to end it. And just like that piece of it, okay, great. That whole back and forth or whatever it is, that's where the unbelievability comes in, right? Like, she just says stuff and he believes it, right? Without proof or anything like that. Or, this guy's potentially going to be a CEO. I get it, he's inheriting it. But, like, some of the things that he does in here, I would have to think that other people with higher IQ would easily see through or be able to combat, or different kinds of things, instead of the way he has some threats, but it's not their, and again, don't get me wrong, I totally understand the underlying theme behind all of this and what was coming out. I get that. But so then all of this back and forth and it continues on, and then we get to the end. And I really thought at the end, okay, it's going to flip it on its side, right? It's going to share these different things. I have a lot of different ideas, and I'll share them at the end of this, of like maybe where I thought it could have went because of this unrealistic battle between the two of them. And, it ultimately doesn't. So, and go one step further with the spoiler alerts. Now I'm going to kind of ruin it for you, because after watching it, I don't think the ending really matters. I was expecting it to matter, but I don't think it really does. So they're doing this whole, so spoiler alert, I'm going to be as, anyway, you're thinking, okay, they're doing this whole role play thing, and the fact that they're going back and forth in this unbelievable blackmail type thing made me think, okay, this is just part of their dominatrix piece of it, and it's just super elaborate, and or maybe she's just doing it to him and he doesn't get it, he's being submissive and enjoying all that kind of stuff, right? And that's what's going to happen at the end. We're going to find that out. Or they're married, or the whole thing is just completely ridiculous, and that ends up, none of that comes up, or I don't know, maybe it goes really too far and somebody does get hurt, that kind of thing. There was none of that, right? Like, everything you saw was, I think, potentially they wanted you to think it was real, right? Like, it's really what it was. Guy hiring a dominatrix, they get in a fight over money, and the ending happens. Again, I'm not going to share with the ending, but that's really what it was. There was no like, oh no, it was just all just a game, everybody's happy, go lucky, or whatever. He figures out a way out of it. It's just, and then there's the true ending, which is like, come on, seriously? And that was disappointing to me. So I'm surprised that the guy that I watch on TikTok really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I enjoyed it for the acting and all the other things I said. I won't repeat myself, but I think one of the things I enjoy most about movies is really the plot line and the drawing you in, and I don't know, surprises and stuff like that, and I just didn't get that here. So that's it. I know I'm normally kind of brief. I've been trying to be, keep them shorter, but this one I really wanted to share with this. You might like it, and that's great if you do, and I have no problem. I'm just surprised that, I don't know, not my cup of tea. So there you go. That's it. And I even said earlier, I felt uncomfortable when that whole blackmail stuff's going on, and you feel like, okay, this guy's got nowhere to go or nothing to do, or he's, he can't get out of it, and to see how easily he's being fooled and manipulated. I was like, oh, you only feel this way because you don't know the ending. The ending's going to make it all better. No, that doesn't happen for me. Alright, I rambled on. Hopefully I was somewhat helpful. Sorry for the length of this review, but I appreciate you tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.